Hey YouTube, what's up? So I'm here with a little rundown of this new quarantine tank I set up. Actually, this was originally set up on Tuesday, I believe. So it's been up for a couple days now, and just basically I want to go through the equipment, the medication I'm using, which fish I've treated, which fish I haven't treated yet, stuff like that. So first here, obviously you see this little hang-on back filter. This is actually Aqueon. It was 24 bucks at PetSmart, and it's rated for tanks up to 45 gallons, so that's great. Inside of it, I put a little I put the foam sponge that sits on the protein skimmer in my 75 gallon that had been sitting there for as long as the tank's been set up, for like 7 months or something, or no, maybe like almost a year now. So it's plenty of bacteria, and I just stuck that in there real quick, and yeah. The filter's not very noisy at all, which I like, even though this room is not anywhere near my bedroom, but still, you know, it's never good to have loud equipment in my opinion. But it's kind of hard to get on because the sponge is kind of big, so it kind of expands it a little bit. But anyways, right there, as you guys see, there's a little plastic fish bowl I bought at PetSmart for like $4, I think. And basically what I did there was I bought some Caribbean dead sand, all natural, I believe it's called. And it's basically, I put it in there for my malnourished wrasse because he likes to sleep in the sand. One thing I will like to mention to you guys here, for a quarantine tank you do not want to put sand on the bottom because it soaks up medication, and you know, it's just harder to clean, because with quarantine tanks you do have to keep on a very steady cleaning routine, because it, you know, it doesn't have all the biological filtration that you would in your average display tank. But yeah, so this dead sand sits in here, and he can sleep in it at night or when he's stressed out or whatever. But it also makes it very easy to clean. You know, when I'm siphoning out stuff from the bottom of the tank, I don't have to move any sand around or siphon up any sand. So it's pretty convenient for me. Over here's a little rock hideout I bought. I don't remember, maybe $10 from PetSmart as well. Every single one of these things you see here is from my local PetSmart. Back there is a little $4. Basically, it's for things like mollies. Live bears, basically you put them in there and the babies can hatch, and it's kind of this little nursery for baby mollies and stuff, and guppies and things like that. Although it really does, in my opinion, make a very good you know, timeout for fish. Let's say if I were to have 2, maybe even 3 fish in this tank, and one of them starts acting up, I could put them in there for a little bit, or if they're fighting, killing each other, I could separate them and put one in there. Although quarantine tanks are not made for more than 1 or 2 fish, every once in a while you get a group of fish, such as, let's say, chromis, or, you know, maybe a pair of clowns. Maybe you're trying to pair up a few clowns, and one of them, and maybe you have like 3 or 4, and, you know, 2 or 3 start picking on one. So, you know, it's always good to have a little section where you can put a aggressive or injured fish. Right there's a net, which I bought specifically for this quarantine, because you're not supposed to switch nets between the quarantine and the display. You want to keep them separate because of the diseases and the medication and stuff that would harm your display tank and the fish and inverts in it. Right here's a little air pump that's from PetSmart. I believe it's Top Fin, and I haven't been using that because you guys can listen. It's extremely loud. But yeah, it's always good to keep the water oxygenated. I'm gonna put a little the Coralia Nano from the 75 gallon in here to keep the water flowing, because honestly in the 75 gallon it doesn't make much of a difference. On the side here's a little Top Fin stick-on thermometer. You really don't need much equipment for a quarantine to be properly set up. Here's a little ammonia alert thing by Seachem. And that's really convenient. I can just do a quick glance, and I know the specifics, basically, of you know, the simple things in my tank. For the stand, really right now, just 4 5-gallon water jugs filled with water. You know, I will be ordering a steel stand specifically made for tanks from Dr. Foster & Smith. That'll be coming in fairly soon as well. This tank is 20 gallons long. It's always good. 20 gallons is pretty much the perfect size for a quarantine. Basically because, you know, a lot of medications will go by 20 gallons. Let's say maybe put in this dosage for 20 gallons, for 40 gallons, for 60 gallons. So it's always good to go by 20 gallons and then, you know, multiples of 20 gallons. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this. Now, everything I bought at PetSmart, there's the box, the filter, Top Fin sand, very cheap. It was like $12 for 25-gallon mix. The hydrometer's over there, And the medication I picked up, although they didn't have any, like they didn't have the CHM or anything like that, the brands I was really looking for, they did have this, which is Cordon Riddick Plus, and actually lists the diseases it's been proven to treat, and it does list Marine Velvet as one of them. So I actually have not used this now, but I will be using it on my Cardinal and my Wrasse. Little bad news here. I actually woke up this morning and the female clown was doing absolutely horrible. I put her in the quarantine tank after acclimating her, and I came home from work and she was dead. So unfortunately I did lose her. Flo was her name, and yeah, so right now I just have the Pajama Cardinal, Teddy, and the Melnurse Wrasse Dexter to medicate here. And I'm going to keep the Cardinal. I'm going to give away the Wrasse once they're both treated of Marine Velvet, which is proven to be what my tank has been infected with. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of maintenance on this. I'm going to be putting 2 fish in it. I'm going to be feeding pretty. I'm not going to be feeding too much. It's important to know in a quarantine tank, just kind of feed the minimum of what they need, because it just honestly it adds on to the amount of maintenance you're going to have to be doing on a quarantine tank. I'm going to be medicating them here for 30 days, and yeah. Like I said, the stand will be coming in, so I want to have this ghetto setup. But yeah, my voice is a little weird, but right now I'm kind of getting over a cold. But yeah, I think that's just about it. There's a full tank shot. I have a 10-gallon I'm going to be using as a mixing tank for saltwater. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Like the video if you liked it. Please leave a comment if you have anything at all. Suggestions for quarantine. Medications, stuff like that, stories of your, maybe outbreaks you've had in your tank. And don't forget to subscribe, because my subscriber count is really getting up there, and I really do appreciate it, guys. I'd like to give a big thank you to all my supporters who have been leaving all those nice comments on my last 2 videos, which have not been my most, my videos were in the best mood for obvious reasons, but you guys have been really, really nice, leaving a lot of very supportive comments there. And sorry if I haven't replied to a lot of them. My internet connection has been a little bit screwy lately. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye. Also, I hope you guys are quarantining. I hope all your tanks are doing great. Don't let this happen to you, because it's definitely discouraging, and definitely does not put me in a very good mood. But yeah, comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Bye.